Shalom Maki. All praises goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. The honors goes to the apostles and the elders from Great Millstone who have taught us this truth. And much love and peace and blessings goes out to all you hopeful elect brothers that are teaching, as well as you hopeful elect listeners, brethren and sisters that are listening and repenting, coming back to your God, Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. So, Lord's willing, the Spirit speak through me to edify while I do this passing thoughts video. I'm on my way, ripping and running. Just got off the plantation. Now I was thinking about a concept. I was meditating on really this society and how stupid a lot of people are, and I'm just, sometimes you gotta be frank, man. I don't even want to say unintelligent, just people are just stupid, man. This is plain and simple. And the thing about it is most people don't understand. See, the American, I think I was watching a video where a brother was going in on, it might have been a brother or one of the elder apostles, can't really remember right now, but it was going in on the concept of a birth certificate, and that just put me in that rabbit hole or that loophole of thoughts about, having something, what it means, like what it, money, ownership, and resources. That's the title of this video: money, ownership, and resources. But as a so-called American, so-called quote unquote, you're bred to, you grew up in this society. If you're a black, Hispanic, and Native American, you are born with a birth certificate. You're taught to go to one of these, go to school, right? Go to school. And even in that is erroneous, because your mother is supposed to be your first teacher. She's supposed to be able to teach you while your father is a working man. That's the standard. But because of broken homes and the fact you have feminism, which deceived women to want to fucking leave her true career, which is being a mother and a wife, into being a fucking employee for this state, that's why you gotta go to school and be indoctrinated. And then on top of that, the schools are co-ed, meaning you mixing the genders to come together, which even that's often itself, little boys and girls, even unto young adults, which are high schoolers, middle schoolers, you shouldn't be in the same classroom as a female. As females shouldn't be in the same classroom as little boys, because then what happens breeds a lot of jealousy and hatred, and confusion, But all throughout this, that's what they groom you to be a slave, to work, to eventually work your 9-to-5 job and pay taxes and die. All the meanwhile, after you complete your education, you worked, you don't have anything for yourself as an Israelite. And this is just modern America, because we come from a time where we're past the time where in America as an Israelite we were in shackles and chains. That's when slavery was obvious. But you see, now it's not so obvious. What the fuck is you riding my ass for, bitch? Faggot ass bitch. Oh, this fucking faggot riding my, man, Salaki, bros. But anyway, man, Salaki, I might have to edit that part out, man, because I'm trying to drive. I'm not even going slow. But you got this demonic Edomite basically 5 feet away from my car on the highway. Show you, man, these people are wicked. And here it is, this guy's a fucking debt slave, but he angry at me for something, like I did something to his ass. He need to take it up with his elite, so he's frustrated. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, nonetheless, what I was explaining is how you just a slave. You don't own anything. And how can you really, as a nation, we're talking about dominance, man. As a man, you want to dominate. How can we really come together, so-called black people, Hispanics, Native Americans, when we don't own anything? Ownership is a very big part of being a king or being a man. Because when you're a man, of course, the first and foremost duty which makes you a man is serving your power, serving your God. So if you don't really have anything in this world, it doesn't really mean much. I want to get that out the way. Because the Most High put us in this predicament for our rebellion. But most of all, what he's forming within us, the wealth, is the wealth inside. The spirituality, the knowledge of how to serve him, the knowledge of patience, honesty, suffering, his commandments, the knowledge of his son, Yahweh Shai. That's more important than anything else that you can have. But when it comes to having that dominance in this world physically, you know, you wanna own something, whether it be a plot of land. You know, let's start with that example. When you own land, you can dig on that land, meaning if there's precious minerals underneath the soil, you can take those resources for yourself and sell them perpetually. And then, if the land is good for farming, you can till that land and have a renewable resource that at any given moment, if you're hungry, you can eat. Because everybody needs to eat. So that's very lucrative to actually have control over the food. Why do you think Esau pushes going to Walmart? You got to get all your groceries from fucking Walmart, from major grocery retailers, from fast food chains. And you go to a fancy restaurant, a guy might own the restaurant, but he don't own the food. You know, he don't own that connection between, you know, he has to, basically what I'm saying is he has to buy that food that comes in and then cook it and serve it to you. But why does Esau push that you have to go to these different places which are controlled by the elites to get your food? Because it's lucrative. You get money. You get hella money having farmland. Bill Gates is a majority farmland owner. He owns a majority of farmland in America. So that should show you this guy's one of the richest people, quote unquote, one of the richest people on the earth. So you can till that land, and let's say you have a surplus, you could sell the surplus. Sell it to get in exchange for anything else you may want. Gold, wine, clothing, women. And let's say with that land, if you're not farming it, you can own animals. You could breed animals on your land, buy a goat, buy sheep, buy oxen. So then you have something to eat. You have meat. You want some vegetables to go with that. Sell some of your livestock. And your livestock, they breed, so they give you more money, more resources. But you see, you gotta understand the spiritual aspect behind ownership is that all these things, they're a blessing. They come from the Most High, and that's what we long for. We see the vision, you know. We long first and foremost for the Most High's will to be done. But we see within that certain promises is made to us. Like Peter asked Yahweh Shai, said, "What shall we have? We've forsaken all." And that wasn't a wicked question to ask, because that's a righteous concept. Whenever you put in for something comes out. You know? Otherwise that would be unfair. But that's ownership, and that's just talking about land, right? Because when you go to a lot of these business owners, they don't even own. They may own don't own a product, but they don't even own the land upon which that product is produced. You see what I'm saying? So then ownership. You can own things physically, you can own products, you can own people. As a you're a father, according to the scriptures, when you have your firstborn that opens the matrix, that child belongs to the Most High. Right? And it's spiritual because the first child of Hannah was Samuel. And she promised him to the Most High. So he became a prophet and a priest of sorts too, because he also offered up sacrifices. He prayed for Israel on a constant basis. So, but on a secondary basis, as a father, you have ownership of your children. So when you have resources, you have you have land to be tilled, you have oxen to be managed, you have cattle to be managed. Your sons can do that for you. You have young sons that have not yet attained anything, even for the point they're young men. They could work for you, and after 7 years, you furnish them with something. They become their own owners, their own bosses. And in a sense, they're your retinue, of men that can take up arms to defend you against your enemies. That's the point of breeding, having a strong nation. That's why Pharaoh was scared, because we were breeding. Even though we were in slavery, even though we were in subjection to the Egyptians, he was scared. Pharaoh and the higher ups of Egypt was still scared. They were terrified of the fact of how many young men we were producing, because they said they can join to our enemies. So that's power when you have many children. There's power in that. There's power when you have daughters, because your daughters are helping further your culture. When you marry them off to say you have a righteous daughter, she's meek, she's humble, she knows how to be a wife, she knows how to be a mother. She's helpful and valuable in that she can be sold if you want to sell her off to another Hebrew man, Israelite man. But she's also valuable in that when she goes to this household, she furthers the culture. She furthers the, keeping of the commandments, in a sense. If she's a godly woman, she can do that. To where a man's focus, if this is a righteous man of the Lord, he can focus on what he has to do for Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You see what I'm saying? So, ownership, money. And the true money is the exchange of whatever you own. So if you don't own nothing, what do you really have? You don't got money. You don't own shit. That's why we're slaves, man. You know what I'm saying? They try to, the modern concept of money is greenbacks, pieces of paper that are green. Or if you may pull out a credit card and you have those, what you may call imaginary funds on that card that can buy you things, right? That's used as money today because it's fiat, because people believe in it. But that's not true exchange. That's not true money. Because you have inflation. It takes more of these things to get the same thing you would have got 50 years ago. 50 years ago, a McDonald's hamburger was less than 10 cents. Now you got to pay $1 for it. Meaning the quote unquote money that you're using is less valuable. The value of the fucking burger didn't go up. The value of your dollar went down. So what is real money? The things that you can offer in exchange for something. So like I mentioned, land, your children. And it's not evil to sell off your children. You sell them, but you have to use it with discernment. You sell them off to someone that's upstanding. And I'm not advocating for that for any brothers out there, of course, to do that right now. We can't. You will go to jail. You will be under the prison. But in the ancient world, we did used to do these things. Because what? You may sell them off to an educated man. Like Elijah and Elisha, for example. Elijah, he more than likely didn't buy Elisha because he was a man of the Lord. Therefore, whoever Elisha's father was could have just gave him to him, right? But for a certain amount of money, you could sell your son to a man that's of understanding, a man of the Lord that's gonna teach him in the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, or teach him a trade, teach him how to take care of himself. Then after X amount of years, your son will be built up. You see? Built up, knowledgeable, man, he can stand on his 2 feet, take care of himself, feed himself. You see? Things are so backwards in this society, man. And the people are duped. They don't understand these things. If the very things that I'm speaking on, if I was to say this in a conversation with 5-6 of these Babylonian Americans, they would look at me like I got 5 fucking heads, man. And it's a damn shame, because the ways of the Lord, they're life. They speak life. The Lord is not a tyrant. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is not a tyrant. He knew exactly what he was doing when he created this earth and the systems he put in place, which is the law, statutes, and commandments, to govern this creation. His knowledge is vast, and this thing I speak on is only a fraction of what Yahweh Shem Yahushai understands and what he knows to be good. But it's life, it's beautiful. But look at the earth in its decayed state, when everyone's a simpleton, when they have, when Esau has robbed and spoiled everyone and poisoned them with their food and the water and the air, poison them, poison their minds, poison their spirits. Look at the condition. People are all pissed off, angry, fighting. They want to kill each other. They're angry at the next person. And they don't even know why. Wake up mad. Don't even fucking know why. It's because the earth is mismanaged and the people don't have this knowledge. You see? And this is what we're going to get back to. This is what we're going to get back to. We're going to get back to, ownership. This is why we're so passionate about, pushing this truth. Because yes, we fear the Lord. We don't want to see his wrath. And we actually, and I mean wrath as far as what's to come, but we see, when the Lord is angry, how your whole nation is turned upside down, man. And that's what he done to us. But so ownership, money, resources, man. That's what we're gonna get back to. And all the things which I'm talking about, the land, the money, the having women, these were blessings, man, that we took for granted. And now when you wake up, you realize like the importance of all these things. You like, we gotta do better. We gotta get to that point again. And we're going to, as promised. As promised, because the Lord said, when all these things are come upon thee, the curses, Deuteronomy 28, as far as our women being taken from us, our children going into captivity, which our children are captives because they go to the fucking school system. So quite, on a spiritual level, mental, they are. We don't own anything. That's the curses. But the Lord said, when all these things come upon you, then I will relinquish the curse. I will save you from the lands where I have scattered you. So we're scattered. There's no collective hive mind of Israelite. Well, there is, because there's the elect, of course. But I mean, as far as, something that, visible, that they pushing. Because when you check out what Jake is into, That's what I'm referring to. The average Jake, when what they're into is folly, foolishness. But that network of rulership-minded men is among Israelites, among Black, Hispanics, Native Americans, is being built up. The house of David is here. The future rulers are here. They're here, and they're here to stay. Because Yahushua said, the gates of hell shall not prevail against thee. So this is what the Lord is building. It's spiritual. It starts off with spiritual. Because this whole existence started off with the spirit of the Lord. Right? But then, you know, as we are spiritually built up as that spiritual house, then the physical blessings will come. And you know what? We're going to be in our land. We're going to have land, brothers out there. You're going to have your own plot of land, which you could do whatever you want with it in righteousness. Build up your house, build up your mansions, you know, your farmland, cattle, all of that. We're going to have all of that. And we're going to know truly what it means to live, man. You know, to be able to breathe clean air, to be able to enjoy, feel what a real woman is. We haven't even felt that. You know what I mean? We ain't even felt that yet. To be catered to truly serve, man, to truly serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua without any of these pitfalls, being in his flesh. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a sincere, you know, wish for brothers, man. You want to serve the Most High. And we do our best, but imagine how good it will feel to know you're 100% out of debt with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we'll always be indebted. We'll always owe the Lord everything. We owe the Lord our lives, but to be able to serve him where he is no longer angry at you with anything that you do, that's a blessing, man. You know, and I pray for that. And that's why, you know, all these things I'm speaking of, you know, I hope it motivates any brothers out there listening, or sisters, to hold on and keep pushing. No, understand this is the truth. Understand that this is the light. You know? So with that, all praise goes to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. I hope I've edified through my words. Of course, this is passing thoughts. A lot of it I'm speaking as a man, but it's mixed with spirituality. So, Shalom.